Now, Professor Busby, I'd like to start with you. You've argued in favor of surrogacy in Canada, in favor of paid surrogacy. Do you have any concerns or response to the claim that this is a form of baby buying?
Yeah, I think the short answer is that, many people are involved in surrogacy, from the counselors who do initial screening to the fertility doctors to the lawyers. And it just seems to me unfair that the person who does the most of the work and has the greatest time and inconvenience is not paid for what she's doing. So it's a simple fact that women should be paid for the work that they're doing, and this should be no exception to that.
So, Mr. Schutten, your organization has raised concerns about surrogacy generally, both paid and altruistic. Can you explain why your organization is opposed to surrogacy when the reality is it's one of few options available for some families who want to have children?
Surrogacy, by its design, inflicts a primal wound right at the beginning of a child's life, as soon as they exit the womb of their surrogate mother, and that's something that we shouldn't abide in Canadian law. I think that there's certain things that money can buy and that money cannot buy, children being one of them. And there's certain things that money cannot rent, wounds being one of them. So because of the primal wound that's inflicted by surrogacy, I think that puts it out of bounds for paid compensation.
Now, I have a question for Peter about that. Professor Jaworski, do you think that there are things that money can't buy, and is this one of them?
So I definitely think that there are things that money shouldn't buy. Those are the same things that we shouldn't be allowed to exchange for free or otherwise. I definitely do not think that this is a case. I mean, I'm actually not clear on what it means to say that a child is subject to a primal wound by not being birthed by their, genetically related mother or by the use of a surrogate. I did want to make one point. In this debate, a lot of people discuss the issue as though the people who are paid to be surrogates are exploited. And I wanted to address that. I wanted to say that no, it isn't. And if you look at studies in the United States, the overwhelming majority of the women that participate are middle class, they are married, right? They report themselves that they do not feel as though they are exploited, and they are college educated. I would expect a Canadian commercial surrogacy. I would expect the companies in Canada to behave very much like they do in the United States. And so I just don't see a case for either exploitation. And I don't understand what an argument about the primal wound would amount to. And I want to echo Professor Busby's point about the inherent unfairness of paying everyone surrounding surrogacy and also just regular birth too, right? Except for the commercial surrogate. That seems to me unfair, which is why I also support legalizing commercial surrogacy in Canada.